Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Trekking Across the Universe. I'd like to welcome our special guest tonight from Starship Webster, Potemkin Pictures. Randy, how are you doing this evening?
It's a great evening. Great to be in Kentucky and great to be having some rain last night and the night before.
I bet. I will go ahead and let you introduce your cast producers and
But we're being joined. I appreciate that, Michael, and I appreciate you putting on this program for us. In addition to Michael Day, who is an associate producer for Potemkin Pictures on almost all of our productions, we've got joining us this evening is Chelsea L. Boston, who is a producer, director, lead actress for Starship Webster. And her partner is Kenneth Hughes. Wave Kenneth. He's got a Coca-Cola shirt on. Boo, Coca-Cola. But it's glad to have both of them. Kenneth is also he's a camera operator. He's a lead actor. He is I think he's an associate producer usually. No, he's an assistant producer usually. You know how important our titles are. And both of them are actually well in charge of the production these days. I'm actually running the camera and doing my thing behind the camera, but these are the two people that are helping guide the show and leading us on our various directions that we go.
Well, definitely not the only two.
No, not the only two. We have 9 various people producing, assistant producing, associate producing, and that doesn't include the other people running cameras, doing costuming, helping build sets and that sort of thing. Webster is our oldest production in Lexington. Gosh, is it 5 years now?
I think
4?
so.
I think that's about right, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's leading the pack of all the Lexington productions, and because they got the head start.
Well,
anyway,
that's great.
Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to tell everyone that's in the chat room, if you have a question about Starship Webster, please post it in the chat room, and we will get to it. And we have one person that's already put something, and no, that's Ross, who is your CGI person. Where has the Webster gone? Where can it be? Well, Ross, Webster is right here, right now, and I'm so glad you decided to join us. And Ross, if you'd like to come on with us, just send me a message and I'll send you the link. We'd love to have you. So, Randy, what is new with Webster?
What isn't new with Webster? Chelsea, why don't you lead the program off telling us what's new with the cast?
Well, do we want to tell everything that's new with the cast, or do we want to leave some things to the imagination?
We got to leave some to the imagination, that's for sure.
Well, I guess the best way to sum it up is we have some folks that have departed our production recently, and we've had some new faces join. So, I mean, yeah, that's about the most detailed I feel like I can be right now.
Yeah, we've got surprises are in the works. I think that's the best way to put it. It changes because things happen and people drift apart and other people come on board. I mean, I think the Demos leads all of fan film fandom with the most number of captains these days. But it's nice to have a lot of people that are coming together and we're all working together. It's fun to be on the set until it's like after 8 hours of filming, in which case we're all ready to kill each other.
Well, I hope not. But one of our listeners asked, good evening, when will another production be released of Webster?
I would have to answer that. soon, very soon. Let's see if does this work?
That works.
That is my monitor right now as we're in the process. I'm in the process of editing. I hope to have a rough cut finished by this evening or tomorrow of the next production, which is Thicker Than Water, and it's an absolutely breathtaking production. The footage we shot, it was such a long production, we had to shoot it over 2 different weekends. And Kenneth is the star, aren't you, Kenneth?
It doesn't feel like it.
We have another. I want to break in. We have another cast member joining us, so I'm going to add her to the stage right now and make a few little changes. So I'm going to make.
Hey, it's Yolanda.
There we go.
Hey, girl.
Hi. How are you guys?
Yeah, that's better. Your microphone was a little soft there, but that's a little bit better. So
Turn your camera sideways.
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 there you go.
Can you adjust it? Yay!
There you
Much
go.
better. We can see you now.
Okay.
You're
How's everybody?
We're great. How are you?
I'm good. I gotta go to work tonight, but I'm here.
So,
Well, that's good. That's good that you're going to work. But I want to say one more little thing. We got some likes and loves from Daniel Rhodes, Elizabeth Cooper. Timoteo. I never can say his last name. And Timothy Gorlitz and Roger Noriega. Thank you very much for those likes. We have viewers all over the place. It looks like our Facebook links are working, so I'm happy about that. So, but Yolanda, what do you do for Webster?
I am the science officer, and I'm Lieutenant Celeste May Katz.
Any details about the people that haven't maybe seen the production yet? You can tell about your character a little bit.
Well, my character is basically, like I said, I'm a science officer, so I'm there to figure out anything that could be triggering a reason why some of our ships might be having issues. Also, just basically, as a science officer, that's what I do. So, the nitty gritty of any ship problems, anything that could be going wrong, even with when we have, say, invasions or something, I'm there on board to help. Um, Figure out what could be possibly causing any type of ship interruptions or crashes or anything like that. Um, I think as far as what people should realize about it, it's Starship Webster is a great cast. We have a lot of we have a lot of fun in filming, but also our storylines, our writers are very creative with what they present to us, and so I feel blessed just to be able to play a character that has some meaning to my character as we're building what Celeste Katz is about. But I'm enjoying it, and I think that we welcome anybody that's serious about it, has a little knowledge of Star Trek, just enjoys uh, you know, not everyday primetime TV, but just into the Star Trek realm. If you know anything about it, I think you would enjoy being a part of the cast. And like I said, everybody's awesome. Randy, he's our producer. I mean, Randy is, I love Randy. And everybody to me, when I was welcome about 2 years ago, it was just amazing just how welcoming everybody is, and we have a good time on set, and we're serious about our roles, we're serious about our lines, and we just want to entertain our viewers. We really do.
well said.
Well,
Yeah.
now here's a question. What class of ship is Webster? Whoever would like to take that.
Okay, I guess I know the answer to that. Webster is a Centaur class. We first saw them, I think, in Deep Space Nine, and this is one of the first Centaur classes. In fact, Yolanda's premiere episode, that wasn't your premiere episode, was it? But,
No, I think it was where monsters dwell.
Yeah,
is what was the one, that I came
yeah,
in on.
where they talked about the origin of the Centaur class, and Launch is the one that launched the Centaur class.
Well, that is great. Chelsea,
Yes.
yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh no.
I know. Now, have you been with Webster since the beginning when they moved to Lexington, or did you come in a little bit later?
I'm part of the original cast. Webster was going on a little bit before I got brought into it. Like the set was already being built, and I came in after a script read at the Lexington Public Library. So
Oh, okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me ask you this then. I just want to know, about. Do you have a favorite episode, or is that hard to break down? And you maybe have a couple of your favorite episodes from Webster?
yeah, I would say that probably one of my favorite Webster episodes. Well, Where Monsters Dwell. Even though I didn't really have a whole lot of a part in that one was probably one of our favorites to put together. It was very involved, and we had Jordan Consalvi is a great actor who played Boss, and he's, just having that different dynamic on set and in our production was just really fun to play around with.
That laugh of his.
The laugh.
The laugh. Yolanda, that was your second episode, was it, or was it your first?
I do think it was my second, now that I'm thinking about it, because the other one, God, what was the name of it, y'all? Chelsea, help me out. What was that first one when Matthew was still on board with us?
Oh my, I'd forgotten about that one.
Yeah, it was gosh, you remember the
Exiled from Eternity.
Yes. I don't know
Yes,
why I couldn't
that
think
one.
of that. Yes. That was so fun. That was my first one, and that was
Yeah, if you haven't seen that, folks, you're missing a zombie trek. It's just really, it's wild, it's entertaining, and it's pretty well done. If you only knew how little what you actually see in the scripts on the screen actually exists, but because we green screened a lot of scenes here and there.
yeah.
Kenneth, what is your favorite episode?
I like that one, except for being abducted by the zombies.
Wasn't that fun?
Exiled from Eternity.
But you didn't have a good time being abducted?
I had a tough time getting down when they were trying to pin me to the ground.
Well, you were there to calm me, because I wasn't playing about them taking our things, Remember that. So. I was not thrilled.
The zombies were taking our MacGuffin. It was pretty funny. Chelsea, what is your favorite episode?
Well, my favorite episode that I've been in is probably Periphery. Because, it's that omnipotent being sort of episode that Star Trek fans, go to craving. And, for me, it challenged me as an actress a lot because, I had these lines I had to learn and, just a different character that I was supposed to be playing aside from, Madigan. So that was kind of cool.
You got into a fist fight.
I did get to tackle Clinton and, try to mind meld with him, but darn it, I just couldn't get past his temporal lobe.
Oh well, what can you do? Let's see.
Mandamus are currently involved.
Well, I just wanted to look up real quick. Periphery is our most watched Webster. In fact, I believe it's one of the top 10 viewed Potemkin Pictures productions. It's 17,700 views.
That's awesome.
And it's written by Bobby Nash, who gave us a wonderful script. And I think most of the cast that was on the landing party had a fantastic time doing that one. Yeah, I really think that's a pretty solid episode. I have to tell you, though, my favorite is Artifacts, which Yolanda is in it, Chelsea is in it, Kenneth's even in it. Everybody got to be in that episode. And it was written by Werner Lauterbach, and it's just an absolutely wonderful episode, or I'm sorry, fan film. And I just, it just really well done. And Miriam Hall did the little doe alien, and it was just wonderful to watch. It's just very moving. I've had a lot of people give us a lot of positive feedback on that one as well.
I'm surprised that one hadn't taken off in views. It's right now it's 6,752.
Yeah, see, I don't get that either. But you can never tell what's going to appeal to an audience and which one's not. I watched a lot of I grew up watching the original series, and episodes that I loved are often nobody liked them except for me, and I'm like, but I love that episode.
So everybody loves different things, and that's just the way it is. So
this is true. This is very true.
I think there's just plenty of episodes that people can, choose from, and you know what you like. No one can tell you. But all the views that we've got on each episode that I've been blessed to be in, I think there's quite a bit that like it.
Quite true. I get a lot of comments, even though it's not a highly viewed episode, on bottles of ale. People are recounting to me, well, that's based on a true story. And I'm like, yes, I know. I helped write it. It's based on a true story of a boat going down, and the bottles washing ashore, and the people on the shore gathered up all the bottles and kept them, and it made the British government very, very angry. So, yeah, it's that whole thing got turned into bottles of ale. And again, it's not a highly viewed episode, but everybody that has seen it and has remarked on it is like, that's a true story. And I'm like, yeah, it really is. I'm real pleased, though, with Periphery having it's approaching 18,000 views. In fact,
Awesome.
It's darn close. If you haven't seen it, you really should watch it. And we actually used that opportunity to play around with the model that ended up being the USS Sagittarius in our Starship Sagittarius series, which is due to premiere soon, we hope.
Let us hope. It does take a lot to put the productions together, and I don't think a lot of people realize how much of an effort it is. A lot of the behind the scenes people and who do a lot of the work just under the radar and are not on camera. So that's good to note for everybody. So
yeah, and I think Yolanda was pointing this out earlier. If people are interested in coming out and being part of our show, come on out. Send us an email, send us a text. We're on Facebook all over the place. Reach out to us. We will respond. And we've got over 250 cast members over the past 14, 15 years. So come out and have some fun with us. We do try to have a good time. We don't always succeed, but we for the most part, I think we do.
Yeah, for the most part, for sure.
Yeah, and that is true. I mean, I joined you. I'm not even going to say how many years ago it was.
2010.
Yeah, it was 2010. Long time.
Never long, but not long enough.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got to keep going.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's good to keep going. But yeah, that's right. It was 2010, wasn't it? Wow.
I'm cheating. I have a spreadsheet pulled up in front of me, so I can.
Oh, you do? Well, I was going to say because I knew it was right around then. I just didn't know that's exactly when it was. So Yeah.
I try to be prepared. I'm not always the most prepared, but I do try to be somewhat prepared with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, if you had to do an episode over, which one would you choose to do over and why?
Oh,
I'm
we
lost
lost
it.
the sound.
Try
I think you're.
again. We couldn't hear you.
Mm-mm. I see your mouth moving.
Well, Yolanda, while they're rebooting their phone, same question for you. Which episode would you like to do over and why?
Where monsters dwell because I was freezing outside, and I don't even know if that came through on camera. But let me tell you, that was hard to be outside in that frigid weather.
What was it, 20?
It was. It was so cold, Randy.
And you were in a sweatsuit, and I'm in a sweat jacket or whatever it's called, a hoodie, and the only person
Just
that seemed to be enjoying it was Jordan.
yes, I mean, just imagine just trying. And you're. I'm trying not to show my trembling mouth because I'm freezing, and I mean, the sweatsuit was not helping. It was just so frigid.
It was
And
cold.
and it decided to be very windy for us.
Do you remember what month that was that you filmed it?
Was that October?
It could have been January, February, or March, according to the production log.
Well, those are the 3 coldest months, so generally, so.
I'm guessing March. But is your phone back to talking, Chelsea?
Does it work now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. It's his fault every single time that I have him on anything. It stops working. And anyway, if I
we
could,
get a lot of this kind of dynamic on the set too.
Absolutely. I love it.
well, I mean, it is always his fault. Which I mean, when you're married to somebody, that's how it usually goes. So,
I wouldn't know.
So if I had to pick an episode, yeah, it would probably honestly be Bottles of Ale, at least for my own performance. Because, well, for one, I don't like how that outfit looked on me. It wasn't good. And then, I don't know, there were a lot of like line delivery things that I felt like I could have done better. And so it's a constructive criticism part of myself that whole, I've got to do better on everything that's been drilled into me since, gosh, for as long as I can remember.
And it's been drilled into me too. And I'm always teased because I say, "Oh, that was perfect. Do it again." You don't mean it was perfect? Yeah, I do. And in fact, during the last shoot for Webster, a lot of people heard, "Oh, that was not perfect," or "That was good," or "That was very good." "That was great, but not perfect. Let's try." I mean, I will criticize, but I also know that none of you are paid. You're all volunteers. You're all acting to, in my opinion, the best of your ability. And sometimes we all mess up. And I do remember during the shoot of Bottles of Hell, you were really disappointed with the appearance of that costume. And I believe, was that about the time that we shifted to brand new uniforms?
Yeah, that was right before we did, because that uniform, I believe, still had the dicky, and then underneath it was just like the dicky and the jacket.
Yeah, we're now into the really nice turtleneck sweater. It's very nice, and they're very affordable too, in my opinion, because they look really good on camera. I mean, truly. I will also tell you a little odd thing about the spreadsheet, the numbers that it shows, is that the more popular episodes like Periphery with 17,710 votes or views, its YouTube rating is 95.5, whereas Snowbound, which is one that I would like to redo, is 98.4. So, but it's only got 2,774 views. So, you like I said, a lot of people will look at an episode and really like what we've done with it, but it doesn't appeal to as broad of a spectrum of fans as other episodes do. So, what would you like to see done in the future with your character? I'm going to ask Yolanda first.
Well, I just think that, as Chelsea said, as we're trying to develop our characters, and you know, I'm up for a challenge. So, I do like to feel like I'm part of what's going on, all the conspiracies that might happen. But for me, I just want to develop Celeste Katz into a memorable science officer. So I'm up for the challenge. Just being part of it. Um, we do a lot of times we have a lot of wordy lines, so sometimes it's in your head like I gotta remember this, I gotta remember this, and sometimes when you say action, it's amazing how sometimes they just slip away. And it's like, don't slip away. I got like 15 things to say. Don't, just at one time, and all of a sudden you get half of it, and it's like, oh my God, I forgot. So yeah, but I'm still up for the challenge no matter what.
Kenneth, what would you like to see done with your character? And Kenneth
Um,
plays Security Chief. What is your Jackson Kelly?
Not real sure what to do with him. He's kind of a goofball that tries hard.
No, I'm the goofball character. I mean, you missed.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, just depends on where the writers take us.
This is true. Chelsea?
Hopefully, they don't kill me off.
Well, see, that's why your shirt is black, dear.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, our color schemes are pretty much set in the Wrathicon and post Wrathicon era. So security gets to wear black. Somebody was arguing that it was dark green, and I'm like, no, it's black.
We have a dark green color though. That one looks awesome too.
We do, and that's the medical, and that looks really good on Manette Bryant, our new Dr. Reagan, and Don Runyon did a really good job in it with playing Marisol Fanning, another doctor on the Sagittarius. Also, she's in a Potemkin. So, Chelsea, where do you want to go with your character?
Excuse me.
Well, at this point, I think that I just kind of want to, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot unanswered about my character at this moment, so I'd kind of like to give more of an insight of the background, of my character's background, and, just what brought them to this point in Starfleet, and, I just, yeah.
Well, part of our hesitancy here, and I have to tell this to the audience, is that we're aware of things that we've already shot and filmed that we don't want to spoil for folks who will see it 6 and 12 months from now. So that's one of the things that a live show like this has some foibles for its or potential traps for its cast when they're on the broadcast, so to speak.
Provides a kerfuffle, if you will.
One word that I can never say you want to make fun of.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that bit of the script is often improvised. We had huge lines that were wonderful lines in Where Monsters Dwell that Bobby Nash had written for the security officer, and Kenneth, God bless him, and we were short a couple of people, and we were just looking at each other and like, we're going to have to improvise. So we're shooting at a Klingon goes running through us, running right through us, the two of us, and we both fire our weapons, and we walk to the spot where he should have been, and I turned to Kenneth, and I'm like, I don't remember my line. I'm just like, you missed. And Kenneth replied with, Kenneth, do you remember your reply?
Well, you didn't hit much either.
And somebody, well, we kept it. It was a perfect line, so we kept it. And yeah, we had a kerfuffle of Klingons. You're right, Tim. We really did.
Yeah, let me get this. Liz says, as a writer for you, I would love to have some input as to your character. I guess what's more about your character, maybe.
Yeah, Liz is the story editor for most of our productions. She gets a crack at the script, cleaning up the mess that I usually make of it when I'm touching it up, so to speak, or punching it up a little bit. Liz has been wanting to get a crew list for Webster for over a year now, and I've told her, we can't give that to you yet. There have been some changes.
Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand.
You understand?
I understand 100%.
Yes.
I'm going to post this, but I know what the answer is probably going to be. But I just want to post Mike Elmore. Oh, a time travel episode where we could go back and inadvertently cause her character to join Starfleet. Because Chelsea is a paradox. Her character should be too.
Oh
Do
my
you
God.
want to answer that, or should I just say what's in the rules of Potemkin Pictures?
I'm not opposed to a time travel episode, but I can't make myself look younger.
Okay, and I thought she was 8 years younger than she is. So,
Yeah, and how old are you?
I am 63. And
you're a young person, Randy.
I'm young at heart. I'm not young in the. I have a knee and a couple of toes that would actually say, "No, you're not young at all."
I actually, thinking about it, I'm probably the youngest person we have on cast. Maybe. I don't remember. I'm not going to ask you how old you are, Yolanda, but
She's 72. She told me to keep that in confidence.
Yeah, we gonna make me 72.
I think you're correct, Chelsea. You may be the youngest person in all the casts here in Lexington. There are a couple on the Tristan that are younger than you because they're my son's age, and he's going to turn 31, I think, maybe 30 this fall. So I think they're his age. But I think you are perhaps one of our youngest, if not the youngest person in Lexington filming with us, yes. That would mean I'm probably one of the oldest, but that's okay.
Well, you're young enough to remember your lines, so.
No, I'm not.
Be proud. Be proud.
I can't remember a line. I can't remember.
Chelsea?
I can't even remember where I put my script down. Ask Chelsea that one.
Chelsea, did you switch your cameras?
Me?
Oh, I think she's frozen.
Yes, I think I know why. Let me fix this.
Yep.
there we go.
Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, I'm
I
back.
love, I love the disappearing act. That's awesome.
Listen, a magician never tells their secrets, but my secret is him because he keeps touching things.
Don't touch things. Stop touching the phone. Whenever I've got a cute meme on the phone, I want to show it to Linda. Linda touches my phone and the meme disappears and I can't find it again.
Yes. Oh no, Chelsea and Ken both smiled at the same time and broke the space-time continuum. That's exactly what happened. Yes.
Accurate. Yeah.
Very accurate.
I can refer everyone to the Potemkin Pictures submission guidelines that state no time travel.
That's what I was going to refer to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. We had a flashback in one of the episodes coming up, and I had to revise it heavily because it was just too difficult to come up with a young version of this character, a young version of this character, and a father that is the father of the young character who's actually an older character. So it was like, that's going to be hard to do. So it's being tweaked. With that, all due apologies to the writers. My favorite thing lately has been telling the writers, and I posted it in the writers group. Please do not write a 3-paragraph soliloquy for anyone to deliver, let alone me or Chelsea or Yolanda or Kenneth or anyone else in the cast. No soliloquies. And we still get to. Excuse me. Thank you.
You still get them?
We really like our stories to have shorter lines. Kenneth has made that request abundantly clear many times.
Yep. I start to say it, and it just kind of fizzles out of my head. So that's it.
And that leads us to make it up.
Yeah, I think that was the case the last shoot for everybody. We all just, I don't know, we had Monday brain or something.
It was a challenge, yes. Yolanda wasn't there for it, so we had to replace her temporarily with Michael Kellingos, who did a really good job considering he didn't have much access to the script when he was suddenly in the chair, because I replaced you with someone else, and then that person canceled on us 2 days before the shoot. And I said, Michael, are you back from Asia? He went on tour.
I'm glad somebody was able to step in.
I am too. I'm very grateful Michael did that. He did a great job. Notice I didn't say perfect. Do it again. But he did a great job. And I think everyone's going to be really happy with the results. W13, which is Thicker Than Water, is going to end up being a great episode. I really do believe that. Eddie Johns did a great job with the script. We're just all going to have to work together on. I think we should have broken that second day into 2 more, or that second shoot into 2 more shoots. How do you feel about that, Chelsea and Kenneth and Yolanda? If we took 2 days or 3 days to shoot instead of 1?
While I'm personally not a
level for it. I mean, I just think it's long as we're not told the night before. I think we can try to work something out. That's usually how we do it.
Yeah, it's a huge planning process because, you can always commit. It's easier to commit multiple people to 1 day than it is to commit multiple people to multiple days. So I'm not opposed. So the way we do it, where we break things up, that would probably be the best way to go about it if we were to.
Yeah. I mean, that was the easiest part last night. I was looking, we had a lot more energy when there were 4 of you here for the first part of Thicker as Water, which was the transport, the briefing room, the sick bay, and the turbo lift. And we got all that shot. And then you have to watch for the continuity errors, as we were talking about before we went live. There's an error, but we're going to take this continuity error and make it into a feature of the story. So it'll be actually pretty cool. We'll do that. And Chelsea and the lead guest, Taryn Sunday, will come back together. And he realized that he had done it after we had digitized the footage or whatever. And I'm like, well, we might be able to make that work. And Chelsea, I think you agreed that we'll come up with something. The studio will be closed for the next 14 days for various reasons. And during that time, I'll be doing nothing but scripts. That's all that I'll do for the next 14 days. I want to finish up the Webster rough cut of Thicker Than Water. And I promised the Demos group I would give them their second rough cut since they filmed that and then they filmed that back in May. So
Yeah,
they're ready for another rough cut. What else was I going to ask? Oh, so Yolanda, and are you still acting for the Relative Justice program?
Well, Relative Justice did not, they didn't renew for season 3.
Okay.
So they're not here anymore. So I don't know if it's ever going to pick back up.
Are you looking for stage work or television work right now?
It's television. I
Is that your preference?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but yeah, television.
Yeah, the stage would probably require a lot more of your time.
Yeah.
And usually it doesn't pay very well. Sorry to say.
I mean, non-union doesn't pay either.
Huh?
Pretty much anything non-union doesn't really pay well either. So
what? You didn't get your check from me? My gosh.
Pizza is not a check, Randy.
You could have had barbecue sandwiches or what did we have? We had, huh?
We have had good barbecue, courtesy of Linda a couple of times. And sandwiches and.
Yeah, Linda makes barbecue sandwiches. Barbecue, it's really good. The deviled eggs are what get me. It's like, and I came in one day and y'all had eaten all the deviled eggs, and I almost, Linda, I need some deviled eggs. I've put 6 aside for you in the refrigerator. Oh, thank you.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
she knows what to do.
Yes, well, we've been married longer than I think most of you have been alive. So, but the main thing is, like we were all talking about earlier, having fun during the shoots is so important to us. And I don't know if y'all knew this or not. Michael is not only our host this evening, he's also the webmaster. So if you have any suggestions for the website, you can always tell Michael, and Michael will ignore them.
Absolutely. And then I'll defer that to Randy, saying, Randy, take care of this.
Randy, so-and-so was nagging to me about this. Well, they have a point.
And then I ignore Randy too. It's fine.
Yeah.
I've got to give Linda credit because she has all these strangers in and out of her house. She has to put up sometimes with no AC while we're shooting downstairs.
Yeah, I forgot to turn the air conditioning back on after our shoot the other day.
Oh, goodness.
And it was like 78 when I noticed it. And muggy. So
that's not good, Randy.
I know, but I'm very grateful to be married to Linda, who I don't think a lot of other people's spouses would be that understanding about no air conditioning, no noise, turn that TV off.
Yeah, it's not easy
for you to acknowledge how great your wife is and working with you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to probably wrap this up really soon. I want to ask a question not to Randy, but to the cast members. Yolanda, I'll ask, it's going to be the same question to everybody, but I'm putting Yolanda on the spot first in case she has to go.
Okay.
Yolanda, what was your first impression when you walked on the set and saw everything?
I have to tell you, the first thing I said was, wow. And I remember telling Randy, like, you did this? Like, I mean, I was new, walked in, and I couldn't believe that that's where we were filming at. I just thought we were meeting somewhere and going somewhere else. So when I went and saw how wonderful the set is and just how creative, I mean, just took a lot of creative brains to create that. I mean, and what comes out on film, you would not believe it. So yeah, I was impressed. I was highly impressed, to be honest with you. I mean, I can tell it was a lot of time and effort. I mean, I'm not going to take away from it. That I'm like, wow, I couldn't believe it. Just how he has it set up, and like I said, he has a great wife. That I mean, because that's Star Trek down there.
Yeah, it is. It is. Chelsea, let's go with you next.
Well, I had seen pictures of the set before I actually saw it, and I was like, well, this is really cool. But then, we arrive, and I'm like, it's in Randy's basement? What? So, yeah. Again, I
Better than the
welcome
carport. Take my word for it.
that. Very true, yes. But getting past the whole basement thing was kind of a, like, oh, okay. No.
It's better than the one I built as a teenager.
Yes, yeah.
As a teenager, I tried to build a set in a 10 by 12 storage building.
You did very good.
You just can't make a square building look like a Starship bridge.
You have to have a rectangle. You really do need a rectangle. You want to say anything more of impressions, Kenneth, that you had when you came there?
When I walked in and saw it, I was just thinking, I have got to get me one of these. There would be nothing better than to sit and watch an episode of the original series leaned back in a captain's chair.
Well, that's true anywhere you go. But I would agree with that. I have actually done that, and it is a nice feeling.
I will say in retrospect, this is Studio 4, and we've been doing this since 2010, so that's 15 years of work. I had a lot of inspiration from Starship Farragut, who was doing it themselves, and Michael was a part of Starship Farragut. And in fact, like, y'all were always amazed at the doors that open and close on the bridge and everything. Starship Farragut's producer, Michael Bednar, provided us the diagrams for that. Not just once, but twice, because I lost the diagram one time. But the studio here, I have never had this much help with people and it was the Starship Webster. That was the starting group here in Lexington. And they all came together and we built all the stations in one day. And we painted them in one day. And then COVID was coming along and we didn't know what to do. We weren't sure how we were to proceed. We didn't know what it was. And I drive for Uber, as a lot of you know, and to supplement just having, it gives me a budget to buy things like phasers and communicators and uniforms and that sort of thing. So we got sent home and told can't drive until further notice. And I'm like looking at that basement and Lowe's is open. And I started taking the basement. We had already put it together and all I had to do was decorate it. So I will take credit for the decorations, many of which were done by other people as well. Our first studio was a carport with one end open, and we put a tarp over it so it wouldn't get wet. Our second one was a 2,000 square foot warehouse, no AC, none. It was hot in Albany, Georgia. Our third one was a boathouse, probably 1,500 to 1,700 square feet. And it was hot, no AC. And Doug Stevens went and got us an AC, or portable AC. And I bought another one. And those two kept people from melting, literally. And then when we moved here, my daughter-in-law, Chelsea, and my daughter Kimberly were on Zillow and said, "Dad, this is the house. This is the house. You've got to come to this house. You've got to go see this house." And the floor plan is almost identical to the split level we had in Pelham as far as the upstairs. So that worked really well. And then when I went downstairs and saw 2,000 square feet of unfinished
Usable
basement.
Starship space.
Unfinished basement, usable Starship. I was like in heaven, and I'm like, "Yep, we're buying this house." I went upstairs and I told Linda, "We don't need to see anything else." And she says, "Well, I got 3 more things we have to see." And we went to house 1, 2, and 3. And I'm like, "Okay, we've seen them. Can we go back to the house I want?" And the upstairs is hers. No doubt about it. This is her upstairs. Mine is downstairs. Somebody says, "Ooh, what a cool man cave." I'm like, "It's not a man cave. It's a Starship." And I'm so grateful that we've had so much help from not just the Webster, but the Caliborn, the Demos people, even the IKS Kaboth. They'll show up and help redo we've had work days. Do you remember painting the little pool noodles with the paint? Were any of y'all here for that? We painted the pool noodles for artifacts.
No, we weren't there because
I don't think I've seen it painted. No.
Oh, we were hand painting them, James and Blake, and I had 9 people here painting pool noodles for those props. And Hilda's saying yes. Hilda's one of those. We painted pool noodles for a whole afternoon, and man, there were at least 100 pool. I have pool noodles still. Yes, the same day as the green screen. Yep. So I mean, people come together and help.
I have a pool noodle. I have one of those artifacts in my closet.
You have an artifact. See, the artifacts are. I you know.
You could run a new dresser, isn't it?
I have a couple in my room. Yeah.
They're just cool little things. And who would have ever thought of? I wrote little Japanese symbols on mine, and other people wrote, circles and flowers. Somebody drew a pink flower on one, and they're great. They were perfect for that one shoot. And it's such a blessing to have people come out and help us do things.
I just try to not be destructive when I'm there. Kind of like the day I stepped up on the transporter pad and part of the transporter falls and hits me in the head.
That did happen, didn't it?
Yep.
That was great.
We need to incorporate that into
an episode.
What may have happened to somebody that's no longer here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that might be good. Yeah, we were talking.
Yolanda's already laughing because she knows. But it's this is what Star Trek fan films is about, folks. It's about having fun with people that are trying to develop their craft as an actor or not, trying to be a fan or not. We have cast members who are not Star Trek fans. We have cast members who are Star Trek fans who cannot act.
Yes.
But we're all here. We're all having a good time, and we're going to continue to have a good time. That was a good question, Michael.
Well, I'm going to say, is there any final words you want to say, Randy, before we close out? Because we were trying to limit it to an hour, because we do have another show coming up in a little while on the network. So
what I'd like to say is, Yolanda, thank you for coming by this evening. I really appreciate it. Chelsea, Kenneth, thank you for coming by this evening. Michael, thank you for hosting us.
And
To our fan,
here, Michael.
No problem. Yeah, I was up for the demo shoot, and I had to leave early, unfortunately. But yeah, I tried to make a Webster shoot, and it did not work.
Yeah,
When is our next shoot?
our next
Talk about
shoot is
September 14th, right?
yes. I don't remember. Oh, we're shooting Protector's Toll. I would also like to thank all our fans over the years who donated money to help make all this possible. And we pissed off a lot of people apparently when I said we're not collecting money anymore because we're done. We're thank you. And several people got Maddie mad, and okay, well, be Maddie mad. We're not collecting money anymore. Rah, 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 rah. Don't care. We don't need it. We don't. Why should I collect money? Give the money to your favorite charity. Give it to another fan film. I don't care. But the fans have helped pay for us for 14 years, and we now have a studio that I'm very comfortable with. There might be an improvement here or there, and I might say, well, gosh darn it, I guess I'll have to drive a few more rides for Uber this week to pay for that extra piece of wood or whatever. That doesn't bother me at all. But I also like to thank all the viewers who've come out. We've got over let me look it up to be sure. Because sometimes when I say something and the number's wrong, as of June 30th, we have had 1,314,736 views. That's 1 million people a million and almost a third have watched all of us have a lot of fun. And for that, we're all grateful too. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies where to find us. We're on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Potemkin1711. You can find links to all of our episodes on our web page, which just floated by on the bottom. And if you'd like to talk more with the Webster cast and crew, the groups page is going through right now. Thank you, Michael, again. Be sure and thank Roger for hosting us as well.
I will do that.
We will look forward to seeing everybody on the set soon, or looking forward to watching our next film, which might be 3 months away.
Yep.
All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Oh, how do I do this?
Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good
Have
night.
a great time.
Thanks again, guys.